I'm recording at my end, but before I do that, I'm going to see if there's another place for it. Boop, boop, boop. Come on. Hello. Lock meeting. Unmute you all. Okay.
Like you're concentrating, Rick.
Oh, I forget you see me. Good thing I wasn't picking my nose. All right.
Are we ready to turn that off? Is that Michelle? No, that was Mel. Yeah, you can turn off the video so you can't see us.
I am.
Well, it's about 10 up, so do we want to get started?
Yeah, I'm already recording on my end, so I need to stay away from the front of here because it messes up the focus of my camera. But I'm recording, so let's get rolling.
All right. Well, you and Kathy are leading, right?
Yes.
Okay. Take it away. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I see everybody changed their clocks back, so they're on time. Very nice. We are talking tonight about the cooking show basics, and I'm very happy that Rick is helping me because as I just came from the musical menopause, one of the things it talked about was how we lose things. So, if I happen to just chat a little bit and totally space it, Rick, you can fill in the blanks.
Of course.
Thank you. So we do want to get started because one of the things that we talk about for cooking shows is to always start on time. So we do want to get started. Feel free to ask any questions as the night goes on. So the first thing that I do when I go to a show is I always arrive 45 minutes early. I don't like to be nervous. I don't like to be late. I like to set up when I get there. So the first thing I do is find a place to set up for our full service checkout because that really is the basics of your show after your show is over. It's where you're going to talk to people and where you're going to hopefully make your show a huge success. So first thing is to set up for the full service checkout and then just set up your products, get them ready. For me, I wash my vegetables. If I'm doing something with chicken, I clean it up then. And all this time, we're talking with the hostess, just getting to know her a little bit better, seeing what exactly it is that she's doing with her life, if maybe this is something that would interest her, always planting seeds. I personally always make potato chips. Since Potato Chip Maker came out, it's probably been my biggest seller. And every single show I usually sell at least 3 or 4, and the simple slicer to go with it. So I always make some potato chips so that they're there when everybody gets there. And then I set out my catalogs. My catalog is a folder, and in the folder I have the door prize slip. I have my business card. I have a order form, a catalog, and the special of the month for the guest and the hostess, so that they're all right there in one place. So the next thing you want to do is just talk to your host and let her, in the course of the evening, say to her, just watch what I do. Maybe this isn't something that you are interested in, but if you are interested in, just watch and see how easy it is. So we want to make sure that we greet our host, because if we get there 45 minutes early, we're all set up and ready to go, and we're comfortable. We're not rushing around like a maniac and looking like we're completely unprepared to do the show. So we want to greet the guests when they come in. We want to greet with a smile. I like to give name tags because being a senior citizen, I can never remember anybody's name, barely my own. And we want to make sure that the show starts on time. And Rick, this is where you talk about where you actually make that as part of your host coaching.
Right, because actually everyone that's walking through the door, they're seeing what's happening, and you're creating a culture. So if you start late, everyone that's there seeing you start late, they're going to think it's okay for them to start late. It just dominoes. So basically, you're host coaching right from the get-go. The minute you walk through that door, you're already host coaching your next show because they're watching what you're doing. It's also the time I'd always coach my hosts to don't go overboard with snacks or anything. Chips and salsa, cheese and crackers. Keep it simple because if they put out a full spread, these people are going to think they're going to have to do the same thing. You want it duplicatable. So if you start on time, the people that are coming to the show are going to see, oh, this person starts on time. They're going to know that, and they'll tell their friends. And that's also one of the things you want to tell your host during the coaching process. I'm going to start on time, and make sure your friends know that. So, or at least try to. We always get that one person like, 5 more minutes, and you want to accommodate everybody. But the more you wait, it backfires in the end. So.
Yeah, my first guest showed up a half hour late yesterday.
Whoa.
Yeah, okay.
It happens.
Yeah, it's going to be a long day.
Yeah.
So we want to start by thanking the hostess, and I always give her either season's best. Lately, if we have calendars, so that came out, I don't know if any of you purchased the calendars. I give them a calendar, so it's got my name on it, so that every single time they look at a calendar or they want a recipe, my name is right there. I put my name on everything. Everything. I want my name. There is nothing I have that doesn't have my name on it. My name and my number and my email. And I usually give her, it's not that, one of the things I've been giving out are those darling little Christmas bamboo spoons. They're not that expensive. They're $2.50. You know, it's not going to break any of us. And then we want to welcome everybody. And then the most important thing you want to do right here is tell your story. You always want to tell your story. You can, for me, it's very easy because I always start and explain how my daughter April's been doing it for 16 years. And of course, you know, as a mother of a consultant, I'm pretty sure I have every Pampered Chef product there is. I have not paid full price for a Pampered Chef product in 16 years because I always had 2 shows a year for my daughter. And then, of course, I explain how I started doing it myself 4 years ago to pay for health insurance, which, of course, is a huge thing right now, everybody paying for health insurance. And then the other thing is, for me, I explain what I want out of Pampered Chef. Yes, I started to pay my health insurance. Fortunately, I got a job at NASCAR. They pay my health insurance, so I bought a brand new car. Actually, I've now bought 2 brand new cars with my Pampered Chef every month. But more importantly, I'm at the age in my life where Jack and I are going to retire, and I don't ever want to be a senior citizen on a fixed income that I can't go anywhere. So not only can I earn the money to do whatever I want to do, but I can earn free trips with Pampered Chef. So I'm immediately throwing in some of the things that you can get when you work with the Pampered Chef. Now, at this time, this is something I've just started doing in my last 3 shows, and actually one of my new consultants told me about it. I do the booking slide right then and there. Now, Rick, I know you and I talked about this also.
Yep. I do the same thing. At this point, I've passed out the specials, and I've assigned those as duties. If you happen to be a person that does that in your show, and you pass out the specials and have people remind you, you get points or you get tickets or whatever. It's right after I pass those out, I do the booking slide, because people are wondering, why are you showing next month's special? Aren't you going to make this month's host mad because she's not getting next month's special? And I talk about the booking buddy. Anybody who books from her, she gets the same special as well, so she gets a double dip. And then I do the slide right then and there, and it sinks in. And I also throw out there, and there's going to be a test at the end. So try to memorize some of the things around here. There's 9 benefits. See if you can memorize them all. Then you close it back up and keep going.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea to do it in the beginning because, like Rick says, it just gives people, wow, you know, I really want that rock crock, and it's only the first of the month. I can still do something before the end of the month. So it really helps to do that first. Brand new thing for me. I just started doing it after 4 years. And then again, like Rick said, you have the quiz afterwards where they can actually earn extra points, depending upon if you're doing the points game or but we'll talk about that later. You want to plan your recipe on a high-priced item. My niece also sells Pampered Chef, and she said to me one time, Auntie, I don't understand why your sales are higher than I am. Because the first thing she shows at her show is the mix and chop. The mix and chop's $11.50. The first thing I show at my show is the deep covered baker. And I talk about the deep covered baker, and it's, you know, my magic pot and all of the wonderful things it can do. And, you know, at this point, I'm now talking about how the stoneware and the cookware got married and had this absolutely amazing rock crock, and it can do everything. So at that point right away, I'm bringing in the stoneware, the cookware, and the rock crock, the most expensive items in our book. and hopefully it works. Doesn't always work. Every once in a while it works. And if they feel that one of the things right now with the Rock Crock being on sale, I often say, would you like to get this at 60% off? And at that point, instead of saying, oh, it's $135, and I'm sorry, I didn't do the math on this, I say to them, but you can get it this month at, anybody get the answer to that? I don't have the answer to that. Whatever 60% off is.
I have to ask the guests to look at it. It says it right in the flyer. What does it say in the flyer? I tell them, I don't memorize anything. I don't know what page numbers are. I don't know the prices. Honestly, guys, I'm trying to make myself look like it's so simple. He doesn't know anything, and look what he does. So I don't memorize things. I don't.
No, I absolutely do not either. I always will say to somebody, I have no idea. They change the book on me every 6 months. I can't remember anything. Let's take a look and see if we can't find the Rock Crock. Now, one of the things my same new consultant said she's been doing lately, and I just think this is really a really cool idea. I'm actually going to make some up. She takes, the Mardi Gras necklaces that you don't have to show you don't have to take your top off and show anybody for this. But she has the Mardi Gras necklace that she has, for example, the Rock Crock, and it's got the picture of the Rock Crock on one side. She's had it laminated, and on the other side, it tells what page it's on and a description about it. So she asks whoever neck it happens to be around if they will tell people what page it's on and talk a little bit about it. And then she gives them either extra points, maybe a candy bar. For me, it's a Twix-It clip. I give out Twix-It clips like they're going out of style. But I thought, gosh, what a great idea, because oftentimes when I am playing the points game and I say, well, can you please find the page that the deep covered baker's on? Sometimes it takes a little longer than what I'd like it to.
Right.
And it's stopping the flow of my show. So I thought, gosh, that's a great idea. Have it around your neck and have one person say, hey, it's on page 34. So that's just a new idea that, again, one of my new girls came out with. And all the time you're doing this, you always want to be planting seeds about booking and recruiting. For example, you want to talk about the manual food processor, which is one of my favorite items. And we talk about how that does come with the new consultant kit, but not just the $159 one. It also now comes with the $99 one. And I can't even imagine my life without my manual food processor. And then I just usually have somebody come up and show them how to use it and how simple it is. This is where when somebody comes up to help you, and I have to say that I'm not really, really good at that. I don't think I'm a control freak, but April tells me I'm a control freak, so who knows, maybe I am. But I only did one time. I did an interactive show, and I completely lost control of the show. So I don't do it, but it is a great way to do it. But I did have a gentleman come up the other day, and I was making the pasta visual. He cut everything for me with the manual food processor. And this is where you want to cheer them on so people get excited about it. Okay? And then the other thing is when I have the new bag lately. For those of you who went to conference, one of the things they suggested is that you take the new $99 kit. So I've been taking that with me. Jack complains that I'm taking too much with me, but that's just a given thing. So here's the $99 kit. And as I've taken things out of it, for example, the manual food processor, the batter bowl, my simple slicer, I say to them, do you see this? This is my $99 kit, and look at everything that we're doing tonight. We're getting right out of this kit. How can you lose? So you're always planting seeds for the recruiting and the booking. One of the things you want to do is when you ask the guests to help us, get men to help. They love gadgets.
They do.
Women will buy one thing. Women are cheap. Men, they'll buy three.
Yeah,
they'll buy four.
They do. They spend more.
Yeah, except unless it's me and it's shoes, then that's a different thing. So we have 3 different kinds of shows that we want to work with. One of them is the interactive show. Does anybody here do interactive shows? Rick, do you do interactive?
I don't always. I try to, but some people, when they get sit in their chairs, it's hard to get them back up out of the chair. So if you're going to do an interactive show, I suggest you do it in a kitchen setting where everyone's standing around an island. If they're standing and they're drinking or something, it's easy for them to walk right up and do the work. But once they're sitting down, I have a hard time with that. But you guys might want to, if this resonates with you, try it. Always try something that if it sounds good to you, do it. It's your business.
I saw you raised your hand.
Yeah, if I have a crowd that's been to a couple of, 2 or 3 of my parties, I want to change it up a bit, and I'll say to the host ahead of time, hey, do you want to just do an all hands on deck? We'll all just gather around the island together. And then, so I plan on it ahead of time. So again, so you can tell the host, don't have a bunch of seats out. We want people to gather around the table. And as they come in, I kind of plant that seed. I'll tell the host, wherever we're going to be doing the cooking, start pouring the wine there and putting the wine glasses there. That's where people are going to stand. And if I, tell them, oh, we're going to be cooking together tonight, so give your hands a wash, so that before the party starts, they've all gotten their hands washed. They're all standing around the table. I put the products around the perimeter, so somebody's standing next to something. I don't ask, do you want to cook when we're doing an interactive show? Who's got the manual food processor? Someone raises their hand because they're standing next to it. Great. And I put whatever the ingredient is that goes along with it nearby. But then anybody who wants to try it can grab it and pass it around and things like that. So it is a lot of fun.
It sounds like it's a lot of fun.
Try it again.
Yeah, I agree.
It was actually, for me, it was a Christmas candy show, so we were making 3 different kinds of candies, and it was like way out of control.
Well, that's what we did, because we 3 different kinds. This is still one recipe, so everybody sort of, it's not complete mayhem. It's more of a controlled chaos. But it's a lot of fun. And when people get their hands on the products and try it out. And I had one guest who said to me, you know what, I'm so glad we did this, because I was going to buy this item, and then when I tried it out, I didn't like it at all. And I know I don't want it. She goes, again, these 3 other items that that weren't even on my radar, 3 of those replaced that one. But I'm glad that they're not buying a product that they don't want, and they're getting 3 that they do. So
yeah, because then they're just going to ask you to send it back anyway. No. I find that the manual food processor, once I have people try it, they're gonna buy it.
They want it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like the fact that it's in their kit. That manual food processor is $49, and the whole kit is $99. Just that one item. That's half the kit. If you're going to buy this manual food processor tonight, give it some serious thought. $50 more, and you got yourself a business. So.
Yeah, one of the things I tell people when they're talking about the $99 kit and they're not sure if it's something they can do, I give them the old, if your son or your nephew or your cousin came up to you and said, I want to try baseball, do you think I should play baseball? You're not going to say to them, oh, heck no, you shouldn't be playing baseball. You're going to say to them, give it a try. Give it a month. Give it 2 months. If it's something that you don't like to do, then at least you've tried it. And so when I talk to people about the business opportunity, when I'm first talking about it, I explain to them, it's $99. Give it a 4-show commitment. At the end of 4 shows, if you don't like it, what have you lost? You've made commission, you've met new people, and you've got $300 and some odd worth of product for $99. You can't go wrong.
Right.
The other kind of show is the make-ahead show. Whenever I have people who say to me, I don't cook, I tell them, Karen, you and I had gone to a retreat in Georgia, and I do not remember the executive director's name. She was blonde, short hair, and she had done at that point 500 shows and had only cooked at one of them.
Wow.
I forget her name, but yeah, she never did any cooking at her shows.
Yep, and what she does is she cooks it ahead of time. Now, the advantage of cooking it ahead of time is that the house smells wonderful when everybody gets there. And if you have them sit down, and once they get organized, you have it come out. For example, if it's the chicken broccoli braid, and I just got a thing saying this meeting will end in 10 minutes.
Oh, you know what? That's because Gary is actually. Where are we in this? Okay. Because Gary, we may have to start it back up again because Gary's not a paid customer and I am. So that's what happened when Karen switched it to me. Yeah.
But I am. Okay. I'm sorry. I paid for the extra.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to talk a little faster then. Obviously, the second one, like I said, is the no cooking at the show. Just do everything ahead of time. I tried that for about 3 months. I liked it, but not as much as I actually liked the traditional cooking at my show. Having people help you, hands-on, just the usual show where we demonstrate the product. And then what's really, really important here is a strong closing. There's a few ways of doing this. The strong closing, you can do the Y basket. Does anybody here know what the Y bag is? For example, you got this little tiny bag, you pass it around and you let people pull things out. One of them could be an elastic band. And you say, I have an elastic band in there because Pampered Chef is flexible. Because my schedule is what I want it to be. Nobody's holding me down. I'm very flexible. You want to pull out an airplane, and you say, because I'm going on trips. I'm going places I've never been before. Since I've been with the Pampered Chef, I've been to Denver, I've been to Minneapolis, I've been to Chicago. I've never been to those places. And that's not even any of the trips that I haven't earned yet that I'm working on. You can put in there a car. I'm working to pay a car. You can put a house in. I'm working to pay my mortgage. So that's the Y bag. I personally love the Steel and Hots. I not only get my exercise running around the room, I'm trying to keep this short, so if you want to know about the Steel and Hots, we can post that. Rick?
Actually, I have a solution. Everyone, take out your pen and write down 231-666-587. I'll say it again, 231-666-587. The minute your screen goes down, because this meeting ended, the one I have going on over here, there's only 9 in the call tonight. So the one I have going over here, instantly turn on your Zoom again, plug in that number, and we keep it going. Because this one's recording over here to the side here. We'll just switch over to that.
Okay.
So we'll probably lose 20 or 30 seconds.
Okay, perfect. So has anybody ever played the Steel and Hots game?
Yes, I have.
Fun.
It is fun. It's a little wild.
It is wild. I have 2 gifts. I usually always do a rub, and then I do a spatula, or something inexpensive, less than $5. So you have 2 little bags, and you have your diamonds and you have your hearts. And I have people ask questions. Now, one of the things that I always do, so I don't stand there looking like a fool and no one asks me any questions, is I always put a sticker on top of everybody's catalog, so that the questions are there for them to ask me. Who pays for the host benefits? How far do I have to travel? How many nights a week do I work? How much money do I make? How about tax write-offs? It's all there. So everybody, when they're finished asking the questions and you passed out the 12 cards, I believe it's 12 cards, then you say, okay, who has the 12 of diamonds? And you take it back from them, and they get to pick one of the 2 bags. The next person gets to choose a bag. But the third person can steal it from the other person. So there's only 2 prizes, and it's going to go around with the 12.
Got it.
And then, of course, it's the ticket game. Rick, you want to take over here with the ticket game?
The ticket game. Actually, what I do is you can now, depending on your budget, you can just do buy the double rolls, rip them in half, and give everybody a ticket for what they're doing, and have them write their name on it. And at this point here, I actually do the tickets for my my lightning round. If you guys are doing games with points and whatnot, and this is a trick I learned from David Sirota, and it's really kind of clever. You have everyone playing the game that you're doing right now. Wrap it up before you start your final part of the show where you're doing your lightning round. Find your winner, and then you're going to start all over before you start the lightning round. You're going to be talking about the opportunity. So at this point, when you're doing the lightning round, you started from scratch. Everybody is on an even level, and I pass out tickets, but I have a rule with it. Ask me any questions about my job, and you're going to get a ticket. But you cannot ask 2 questions in a row. You have to let someone else ask, and I tell you, they start fighting over it. And to pass out these tickets, and they start thinking of all these amazing questions, and you can see who's got the tickets in their hands, and it's going to show you the people with the most tickets are the ones you're going to be looking for at the end when you do full service checkout. You want to talk to those people because they have the interest. It's showing up right there. So you're doing another drawing, but this is your business. So if you don't want to be giving away 2 items that night, but it could be something really simple. A little bit of discount on their shipping, a pack of recipe cards, something really simple. It never has to be anything over the top. They love a gift no matter what it is if it's a gift. So be creative, talk to your director, and they'll give you some other ideas if you have no idea what you want to give away for door prizes.
And speaking of door prize, at that point you want people to fill out the door prize slip. And this is really, really important. I tell people it's my Bible.
Yes.
I tell people I believe in customer service, and I truly do. I ask them how many people have been to other direct sales parties. Have any of the consultants ever called them back? I have never yet had anybody tell me that somebody from Tupperware or 31 or Princess House has ever called them back. And I tell them that I make phone calls from these door prize slips. They're called my out of the box. And I'm going to pick up a telephone. It could be a month. It could be 6 months. I'm going to call you up. I'm going to say, hi, this is Kathy with the Pampered Chef. I met you at Amy's party. And by the way, this is my out of the box call. Have you taken your product out of the box? I get such a great response from that. I really, truly do. And then I just say to them, it's not a sales call. It is truly customer service. I'm going to ask you if you're happy with your product. If you're not happy with your product, let's send it back. Let's get something that you're happy with. And if you're happy with everything, great. Can I send you a recipe to go along with that bar pan? And by the way, this is what's new with Pampered Chef this month. And then I ask them to please fill it up step by step. Your name, your address, your email. Oh, by the way, so I can read it.
Yeah.
Because my newsletter, if you want your newsletter, I send that out. Okay. And then, of course, if they're interested in the business, please put a little check mark. I'll give you some information to take home with you. We do the traditional, nobody's ever taken a restraining order against me because I harass you. I'm not that kind of person. And if you're interested in the show, let's talk about it during the full service checkout. And, of course, then when everybody's filled out, I say to them, by the way, if you don't fill out the bottom, I'm going to hunt you down so that you'll finish filling it out for me. And then I grab all those, we pull a door prize, and then we talk about the full service checkout, which Rick is going to help me with that.
Yep. And also, I mean, you probably get away with that. Like David, he can get away with some of those things. And I'm not comfortable saying, I'm going to hunt you down. But it's important that they do fill it all out. And I also, from the other side of it, I say, it's my backup. When you're filling out your receipt, you may not write a letter correctly on your address or whatever. I have this as a backup to compare. Oh, that's really an E, not an A. All right, when you're putting in information, it's kind of like a backup system for that. Because the important thing here is their email address. Their email address now becomes their account number with Pampered Chef. And it's so, so important. And here's an example which you can use to show it just happened. We had a batch of spritzers that were missing a washer. And the home office found out that more than half of the people who bought these spritzers didn't give the address to the consultant. And they would have taken care of every one of those spritzers by sending the little washer to every one of them personally if they had filled out all their information. So we're not going to hound you. This is customer service. Our company wants to take care of you. If something comes up with an item that you've bought and they know you've bought it because they got it in their computer, they're going to contact you if there's an issue. So it's to protect you. It's to help you. So put all your information there so I can put it in the computer and it's accurate. Your email address becomes your account number. So we're going to move on to the actual full service checkout. And it's going down, I think. Is it going to chime? It's still done. Yeah. If it goes down, guys, you got that number, 231-666-587. Just dial that number back in. You'll pop in onto the other one here. So full service checkout. When you guys are sitting down with your guests, and I'm going to actually talk about this woman here, and I'll show you this picture. See it here? Is it? Where is it? There we go. Belinda Ellsworth. They're popping over to the other side. Hi! I'm going to turn my camera around now. So Belinda Ellsworth, the reason I'm bringing her up is because at one of our director forums, we do have meetings as directors. And what happens is, Joanne had these discs from her. Now, mind you, here we go. They're all taking over. Kathy, why don't you jump over to the next thing? There we go. Hello, guys. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Whoa! I got to turn it down. I got my speaker way too loud. Okay. Give it a few minutes for everyone to pop over into this room here before I continue. All right. Hi. How you doing, Maggie? All right. Nikki joined. Okay, we got half the group back. Okay. Should we keep going right from here? Because I don't want everyone. Betsy's in. There's user 1 is popping in. User 2 is popping in. And when you see the users like this, it only needs that they just click on the link. So we have them all coming in. All right. So we're going to continue on with our full service checkout. The reason I wanted to bring up Belinda is if you guys look inside this box, what do you see in here? It's funny. You guys know what these are? I know, really. This is back from my Princess House days. These are almost 30 years old. And Belinda is a brilliant woman. And the CD that Joanne just got to the directors talks about full service checkout and getting bookings and all that. And she actually did a whole lot of research. And she found that with the research, the number one reason why anyone doesn't actually have parties or get recruit leads is because they never ask. They never ask the people sitting at the table for the booking. But you got to be careful about how you ask. Who is it?
I'm trying to do this. I can't deal with whatever's going on.
Guys, mute your mic, please. You can barely hear me, Mel? Okay. I have my speaker on here. Turn this up. Hold on. Minimize. Okay, so I'm gonna keep talking here. Belinda actually said that the number one reason that we don't get our bookings or our recruit leads is because we don't ask. And it's true, we don't ask. So when you're sitting down with the people and you're talking to them, you have to be very intentional about this. This is probably the most important thing you do in your entire business is the time you spend with your customer at this point, the full service checkout. And what you're going to do is, the first thing is say their name. It's the most beautiful word that any of us love is to hear our own name spoken. So you get the name tag there. So, hi, Mary, did you have a good time tonight? And she talks about actually having these questions ready to go. Did you have a good time tonight? Did you get everything you wanted on your list? They're going to respond to that. You don't want to be giving them questions that's going to say that's going to be yes or no when you get into the really serious stuff. So when you talk about the ticket game that we just talked about, the lightning round, Mary, I noticed you were asking a lot of really good questions. What about the company inspired you? When you ask it that way, they have to think for a minute. They have to actually start, oh, well, I like this, I like that. And they're talking about the things that they already like about the company. You continue on. I bet I could, we could spend some time together. A cup of coffee, get together. Can I buy you a cup of coffee and talk for 20 or 30 minutes and see if the company might be something that would work for you? And you take from there. If they say, oh, it's okay, no, thank you, then you go on to the next item, the booking. You start with the big fish and work right on down. So the recruit, then the booking. And when you're talking about the booking, you're going to be talking about, you said you didn't get everything on your wish list. You know this is the best way to get your stuff is to have a party. Do you think your friends would like to have a good time with us like this? Did you have a good time tonight? Yes? No? So you ask her about having her friends over to do the exact same thing. If you ask yes and no questions, they can cut you right off. If you ask open-ended questions, you'll start getting the objections. And when you have the door price slips right there in front of you, jot those objections down. If you don't already have a nice, smooth answer for that because you've been doing this for a little while, you're going to call your director. Your objection is written on the door price slip. You can answer. You can get the solution from your director and call that person back. I was thinking about what you said to me last night, or then you got a minute to talk? I like to throw an idea out there and go from there. So talk to your directors. Get the objections written down on your door price slips. And then when you're looking at the order, compliment them on their purchase. When you see whatever they have on the order, it could be just a simple $5 item. Compliment them on their order. They like to hear that they've made a good purchase with the company. And if you have personal experience with that one particular product, offer that. Why you love it, why it works. Or if you've heard that you've got customers who've bought it a lot and they love it, you're validating their purchase. You're letting them know that they've done a good thing here and they've supported their friends, their hosts. Does anyone have any questions on this? I think we're going to be doing some more on full service checkout in greater depth, but that's the thing right there. Talk to everybody. You can't say anything wrong. It's a numbers game, guys. It's a numbers game. For every certain number of people you talk to, you're going to get those answers, no matter what you've done. Drop the pizza on the floor, you're still going to get those bookings. You got to talk to everybody. It's just a numbers game. If you think of it from that perspective, you'll be very successful. And that's the other side of this as far as Belinda is concerned. 80% of our business is attitude. That's all, attitude. If you take the obstacles, brush them aside, keep on going, you have a positive attitude, you'll be very successful. It's that simple. That simple. Karen, are you on the call back? Did you come back in? Kathy?
I'm here.
There we go.
Hey, Rick, can you just talk about one other thing you and I talked about the other day that I really liked is the envelopes.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you mentioned it. That's why we do this as a team. The envelopes. When I'm doing the lightning round, I actually have the 3 envelopes. And if you talk to your director about this, each of us do this a little bit differently. We have 3 envelopes. The first envelope I have is what a consultant would earn if they were doing something very part-time, which is once a week. The second envelope is twice a week, and then the third envelope is a commission check. And what I tell people is when they're doing this, now you guys, you know, we're at a party, we're having a good time, but this is a shift for me. How long do you think my shift is? And they'll start rattling off 2 hours, 3 hours. I said, yeah, you're right. On average, 2.5 to 3 hours. That's a shift for me. So a consultant that's going to do 1 shift a week, this is what they're going to earn. And you have them open up envelope number 1. They don't open up the envelopes until you get done doing the whole lightning round thing. And you qualify it with this. You said, this is how much a consultant who doesn't even know what they're doing. Remember, when you join our company, it's not a long-term commitment. It's not a marriage. We're asking you to date us for a couple of nights. That's it. Just a couple of nights. And a shift is only 2.5 hours. So open that envelope, please, and tell me how much that is. And my envelope number 1 has $480. I know some directors actually go straight to the 2-show thing, but I have $480. I said, $480, and she did 4 shifts. Anyone do the math? How much is that? And I said, yeah, that's about 10 hours. 10 hours for $480. Would you like to earn that? Envelope number 2. I need to warn you guys, this is full-time. When you open up envelope number 2, full-time, they're doing 2 shifts a week. That's full-time in our business, 2 shifts a week. And it's actually kind of a magic number. If you do 2 shifts a week in our company, they're going to shower you with all kinds of gifts, not only products, but commission checks and trips. So 2 shows a week is the magic number in our company. That's, again, how much for shifts? How many hours? 5 to 6 hours a week, maybe 7. And then open up envelope number 2. And I think I got mine is like $1,200 because of all the different things. And I say, and here's envelope number 3. Envelope number 3 is for somebody who really gets serious. They like what they're doing. They decide they're going to build a team, like I have done. And when you have an organization under you, the company pays you for that. You're mentoring these people. You're working with them. And this is one of the things I love to do the most. I love to work with my people. And I get a little tiny sliver of each of those people. So you're not working harder. You're working smarter, and you're helping people. So this is what my commission check is. And I haven't opened up the commission check. So that's what the envelopes are for. When they see these numbers, the lights start to really go on, particularly when they see a commission check that's over $2,000. So, and if you don't have one of those things, talk to your director. He or she will be happy to give you a copy of their commission check, or somebody way up above. I need to get a copy of Joanne's. I'd love to splash her commission check around. I haven't got it from her yet. Is that everything, Kathy?
Yeah, just one other thing that's really, really important. Don't prejudge.
Thank you.
No. I oftentimes will look at someone who'll come and sit down next to me that could be anywhere from 60 to 70, and I'll think to myself, she's not going to want to do that, She's close to retirement. She's not going to want to do that. And that's usually where April says to me, hello, Ma, you're almost 63, and you're doing it, and you love it. So do not prejudge anyone. I think that's our biggest fault, my biggest fault.
I know we got doctors, we've got lawyers, we've got people who work in these high-end jobs. For them, this is a nice release. For them, it's a party. It's getting out. You never know what the reason might be. For every consultant, there's a different reason for why they're in this business. Don't prejudge. Let them decide. I wish I'd say that poem that came up from the call. I have a wonderful poem. I'll share it with you guys by email. But it's about prejudging. Don't. Because quite frankly, you're being selfish. You're being selfish. This could change their lives and totally turn around for you. You don't know what they're going through at home. This could really change their lives. So that's a good point, Kathy. Thank you.
I think we have about 3 more minutes. Does anybody have any questions before we close it up? chatty group tonight.
Well, they have their mics off. You can turn them on now, guys. I can see because I'm now the moderator. I can see the mics. When I was over here, I couldn't see anything. There you go. Maggie's got her mic off.
Hi.
Hi, honey. You have any questions, Maggie?
I don't think so.
Any hurrahs? Any special things that have been happening with you in your business?
No.
No?
I have a couple parties coming up, but that's about it.
That's good. You're
Yeah.
going exactly. Is it where you want it to be?
No.
No? Then we're going to work on it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else? I guess not. All right, guys. I'm going to. Kathy, you have any final words?
That's it, guys. Thanks so much for putting up with us, or for me anyway.
The more we do this, the better we get at it.
Yeah.
All right. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.